Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Chris's Collectible Corner, and for those of you who are new, thank you for coming through to tune in for this review. And today we're taking a look at Threezero's DLX Iron Man Mark 6 from Iron Man 2. Before we get into the figure itself, if you wouldn't mind, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification to be notified when new reviews are uploaded to the channel. It really helps and I appreciate the support. As you can see with the packaging here along the back, we have some warning and legal information in multiple languages. Along the side, we have the Threezero logo, as well as the authentic sticker and the name of the Mark 5 to go with this particular Iron Man. Along the front, we have an image of the Iron Man Mark 5 with the Avengers logo on the bottom and some holographic circuitry framing out the photo. Along the side, we have more of that holographic circuitry continuing the theme throughout the box. And I like how all the different models of the Iron Man armor's packaging keep the same theme with the aesthetics. It gives a nice uniform look if you intend on keeping these guys in the box but still placing them on the shelf for display. There's also a flap in front of the box held by Velcro, so this way you can open that up to a window that shows the figure inside the box itself, just in case you want to see the figure without actually taking them out. I think this is great for you inbox collectors. Now all that out the way, let's get this guy out the box and take a closer look. And here we have the figure standing straight up and down in the light box, no crazy poses. He stands at about almost 7 inches from head to toe. This is the Iron Man armor that Tony was wearing towards the end of Iron Man 2 and the first half of the first Avengers movie. Personally, this is my favorite Iron Man suit of the bunch. I feel it strikes the right balance of being mechanical yet slim, but not too slim to the point where it seems overly organic. It still seems like a machine wrapped over a human being's body, but still has a sleekness of a sports car to it. The proportions are on point. The sculpting and the details and the color are beautiful and vibrant on this piece. And I love the accents of silver on the knees, ribcage, and the biceps. But let's zoom in to really appreciate the details on this piece. Starting with the legs, I love the precision of the sculpt and how everything just locks into place perfectly, but still stands out as individual mechanical pieces that lock into position with pinpoint accuracy. The paint on this is super clean, but we're talking about Threezero, so I shouldn't expect anything less. There are no scratches or paint bleeding into areas where it shouldn't be, and I love the shade they chose for the red. Like I said earlier, it gives it a sports car feel, which makes sense because we're talking about Tony Stark here. Then along the back of the calves, you can see more of that detail and the indent grooves showing how the suit locks together. And as you can see for the joints, they're painted the same silver as the front of the knee, but there's still detail there. And this is really the one area where the joints are easy to spot, but still doesn't disrupt the silhouette. As you can see, as we look at the upper body, the beautiful craftsmanship of Threezero still continues throughout. I love how looking at this suit, it's an obvious upgrade of the Mark III, because you can still see hints of the previous design, but everything has just been taken to the next level and made more precise. Threezero really did their homework and captured the likeness of this suit to a T. Looking at the back, you can see the air flaps and how it's broken up between the red and gold paint. They even got the bolts that are in the back of his shoulder caps and the floating elbow piece that moves separately from the rest of the arm when you bend the elbow joint. They even got the shoulder cap that carries over that design from the film, where it kinda has a swoop pointing towards the front, which then directly connects to the grooves to the silver piece on the bicep. And when looking at the chest and the silver parts that are peeking through, you can still see the added detail of the underworkings of the suit that are going on just beneath the surface. And you see more of that on the upper chest right by his collarbone. We have more bits of the silver filling out the lines on the stomach, which really brings the whole piece together. And then looking at the triangle on his chest, you can see the details of that arc reactor, and the helmet on this guy is movie accurate. Like I said before, this is a beautiful figure, and I may be biased because this is my favorite Iron Man armor for the reasons that I stated earlier, but enough of me gushing over the design and look at this thing. Let's get into the articulation so we can see how this guy moves and some of his hidden features. Alright, so if you've seen my other Iron Man reviews, then you're probably already familiar with the articulation of these figures, but for those of you who are new, this is for you. Alright, so we're going to start with the arms. Now, with this guy, it's a little bit different than the other two that I reviewed, and I'll tell you why, because he has these little pieces right here that are actually tabbed in. And I'll get into that later when we go into the accessories, but just for the sake of safeness, we're going to move the shoulder caps down. And again, as you see, even more added detail that, you know, you don't really need because you wouldn't really see it because it's covered, but they did it. Alright, so shoulder articulation. He can go past 90 degrees. Both. Alright. Bring that back down. He's got a little butterfly joint right here. So it doesn't do too much, but you know, it's there. And again, more detail and paint work. It's crazy. Same on the other arm. Alright. Let's put these back. Now, shoulder rotation. Goes all the way around. 360. Oh, see? Alright, that's what I was talking about. You want to be careful because these pieces pop off pretty easily. But you just have them back in and there you go. Alright, just to be safe, I'll move the shoulder. There you go. With that. Double bicep bend. Both arms. And bicep rotation. So, there you go. Looks like a chicken. Alright. We'll take that back. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, because I brought this up earlier when we were looking at the aesthetics, but you see that floating elbow piece? It's separate from everything else, but when you close the arm, everything locks back into place. But then you bend it, it just reveals more detail underneath in the joint. Once again, beautiful craftsmanship. Alright, that aside, to utilize those butterfly joints, these little pieces right here, you're going to just put your fingernail and push forward. That's it. Not a lot of pressure. So this way, you can get those arms across better. See? And they won't interrupt or chip the paint right there. See? Really nice. And just push them back. I also want to see if I can show you guys. Let me see. Yeah, if you guys could see under there, that extra detail underneath. They didn't need to do that, but they did. Alright. Ab crunch. There you go. These are those ab crunches, legendary. And you can see it on the back, how the layers kind of compound on one another. Boom, boom. To hide. And then when you bend it again, it just reveals more detail. Really good stuff. You can move side to side, the ribs, and he could turn from here as well. Can you move at the waist? No. No waist rotation. Also the add articulation if you want, right here. He's got the air flaps. So yeah. And once again, more detail. It's ridiculous. Just push those back. Alright, and then for the legs, as you know, he has drop down thighs, so you pull on them a little bit. You see right there, it extends. Do that here with this leg as well. So this way, when you want to kick up, you'll push. Let's see. The best way to do that, there you go. Pull it off from the bottom, then you push down. Bottom, then push down. So this way he can clear those kicks without hitting the cross piece. See? Also, if you want to get him into the Iron Man pose, that's very useful. So yeah, same over here. Let's get his arms out the way. Then see? Almost do a split. I don't know why you want Iron Man to do that, but I know there are those of you who are curious, so there we go. back together. We'll pop these back for now. All right. He can't really kick back too well because of the plates, but yeah, that's all good. Double knee bend, once again, more detail being shown. Beautiful. Bring that out. And that's for the ankle articulation. He has a flat back here that comes up, and then right here in the front as well. So you could move these things up out the way, just so he has better mobility, kicking his feet up or going downwards. Same on that side. Yeah, real nice. And it's got some side to side pivot, not too much. Okay, that one has a little bit more. Wish they did a little bit more, but it's all good for what it is. But yeah, that's the Iron Man Mark 6 articulation. This guy's really good. He moves just as good as he looks. Now, looking at his accessories, he comes with 4 separate pairs of hands, other than the fists that come connected on his body in the box. And all these hands are nicely sculpted and beautifully painted to match the red on the rest of the figure. He comes with an action stand, as well as some shooting and flying effects, so this way you can pose him in more dynamic poses and have him in mid-flight. So as for the first pair of hands, he comes with a pair of relaxed hands, and as you can see, you can use that to just have his hands relaxed by the side, or doing the John Cena pose, letting Captain America know that he can't see him. But these hands and the color match perfectly with the rest of the figure, and if you look at the palm of his hand, you can still see the repulsor blasts that have actually been painted in. He then also comes with a pair of shooting hands, but this one is the one without the peg, so if you just want to pose it having the repulsor blast shown in the palm as he's getting ready to shoot somebody, you have that variety there. And as for his third pair of hands, did the same shooting hands as the last one, but this one comes with the hole, so this way you can peg in the shooting effects to simulate him shooting a repulsor blast at somebody that he's in combat with. And then if you want to put everything together, you can connect him in the flight stand by removing the butt plate on his back and plugging the stand right into him, and then using the flying and shooting effects to peg it into the bottom of his feet, and the last pair of hands, which are flying hands that are a bit more relaxed, that allows him to simulate flying poses, and you'll see that the gauntlet isn't as bent as the shooting hands. So this way they're meant to be angled more downwards to direct him when he's flying. Aside from that, this Iron Man also comes with some extra accessories as well to have him all souped up. So he comes with a micro munition missiles and arm missiles, shoulder missiles, and then smart micro guns. So if you want to have him all decked out, this is what he would look like. And this is very reminiscent of the look he had in the first Avengers movie when he interrupted the fight between Captain America and Loki.
Make your move, Reindeer Games.
I do wish they also had the accessory of the pieces in his hands where he shoots the lasers out of them, because that was a big highlight in the Iron Man 2 movie that was associated with this armor. Now, if you wanted to give him the souped out look that I showed you guys earlier, I'm going to show you how those pieces would get put on here. I'm going to do it on one side because it's exactly the same on the other, but just so you guys know, and this way you don't break it. I mean, it shows you in the instructions, but I'll give you guys a visual. So, for the arm missiles right here, you'll see they're like little tabs right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Little tabs right there. Same over here. This one has 2. There you go. Alright. And that's gonna show you where the tabs go on these 4 arms over here. So what you want to do, you can actually pull them off. I find it easier to like bend the arm, and then right here there's like a little gap. Boom, you can push it right off, that comes off, and then you'll see the tabs on the back and the front. So what you want to do is you want to take them and connect them. So this one has the one tab. Yeah, this way. You'll connect that just like there. And then this one, make sure the missiles are facing that way towards the fist. So that helps you. There you go. And then you connect that one here. I like the bendy elbow. Clears the elbow joint. Connect it. And there you go. Nice and firm. So now he has the arm missiles. And then as for the pieces on his shoulders, he has more missiles. And then he has the micro machine gun. So the missiles go on the inner part of the neck. So all you do is take off this tab. That's that. And then you literally just, oh, well, that one came off. Tab it in place. Sometimes they can be a bit fickle, but once you get them, they stay in. Alright, so there goes that. And the micro machine gun, make sure the missiles are facing that way. Well, you know, the gun hole. And then you tap that in as well. It can be fickle because when you're putting in one, the other can pop off. Yeah, see, it's annoying. There you go. But you gotta be careful now when you do that, because the shoulder, if you move it, will just pop that right off. So it's a little bit annoying, but there you go. So you give him that look, and you will repeat the same process on the other arm and shoulder. There you go. Also, this guy lights up. You know, you press the arc reactor right there. Not sure if you can see because the light box. And the same thing with the eyes. Now, how you will put the batteries in for this guy is here from the chest. You'll pull them and pop right there. Right under here, just a screw. You'll screw that out, and it takes 2 AG1 batteries. And you'll put them facing forward. Once you put that in, close that back up, push this down. There you go. Hide the gap. And then we just push the chest. It'll light right up. And then for the head, right from the back, just stick your fingernail in there. You'll poke the top of the helmet up and out. And right there, another compartment. You'll unscrew that. Same thing, put 2 AG1 batteries facing forward towards the eyes. Once you do that, there's a little switch on top. You'll push it with your fingernail. Not sure if you guys can see that, because the batteries are kind of low on here, but it lights up. And then push it again, turn it off, and then put the helmet right back on. You just push in. Boom. So there you go. Now for some size comparison, here we have the Mark 6 with some of the other Iron Man figures of the same line. So as you can see, this is him here with the Mark 5. And it wasn't until I saw them side by side together that I realized that the Mark 6 is actually taller. I thought they'd be the same size. And the same seems to be true for the Mark 85. Just standing next to the Mark 6, he's obviously shorter and looks a little bit more stubbier just by comparison. And I don't know why that is. I thought they would all be the same height, but maybe I did something wrong. Who knows? And now here we have him with another line that Threezero makes, which is the MDLX Transformers line, and this is the vintage Optimus Prime. And here we have one with another Marvel superhero, the Sentinel Spider-Man, Peter B. Parker. And I think they look pretty good together. I think Iron Man should be taller than Spider-Man. And then of course, because this is the line that I regularly review, here he is with the legendary Awakening Warrior, Goku from SH Figuarts. Alright, so that was my review on the Threezero DLX Iron Man Mark 6. I got mine from Toy Arena. I think now, as of this recording, they are sold out. But They might have some on back order on websites like Entertainment Earth, as well as a Threezero official store. Now, my overall thoughts on this guy, I think this is a great figure. Like I said earlier, this is my personal favorite Iron Man armor, and I feel like Threezero killed it when it comes to the painting, the articulation, the accuracy of what it looked like on screen in the movie to actually having this figure in hand. The durability and the paint job is all on point. Now, I usually review Dragon Ball figures on this channel, but I've been expanding it a bit more to open up to other lines that I'm also interested in. So, with that explanation, I usually rate my figures with the Dragon Radar and using the Dragon Balls from a scale from 1 to 7. So using that system, I'm going to give this guy a 5. I think he's a great figure. Is he perfect? No. I had some little gripes with it. One is the little pieces on his traps or shoulders where you'll put the missiles and the micro machine gun. I found them to be a bit cumbersome, especially when you're trying to move the arms and the shoulder plates, because they can pop off a lot. And it's also really annoying when you want to swap them out and put the accessories on there to weaponize him. I also don't like the little gap that's between his lower chest and stomach. You have to angle the figure just the right way so this way that gap doesn't show, but if you lean him back too much, there's a big obvious gap, and to me that kind of bothers me. It's a bit of an eyesore and kind of ruins the aesthetic. But that aside, I got him for $100. He's a hell of a figure and he's super sturdy and well made. Those two were little nitpicks. I had him at a 6, but he's not perfect, and then those other things kind of bothered me, so that's why I knocked him down to a 5. You guys let me know, are you gonna pick this guy up? Do you have him? Are you a fan of this Iron Man line? Let me know in the comments below if you found this review helpful and informative. With that said, I hope you guys found this review informative. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification to be notified when new reviews are uploaded to the channel. Thank you for stopping by my corner of the internet, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.